This page is the front cover of Saturn Fan Magazine, celebrating its first anniversary with a complete preservation edition, featuring a comprehensive catalog of all Sega Saturn software and a collection of CD jackets. The cover prominently features a detailed report on Virtua Fighter 2 across 24 pages and showcases the USS Sega Enterprise's spacecraft. The magazine highlights key games like Virtua Fighter 2, Virtua Cop, including original CG art and a screenshot, Battle Arena Toshinden S, X-Men, World Advanced Strategy, SimCity 2000, Suiko Enbu, and Layer section as part of its valuable CD Jacket Best 24 feature. There's also a preview section listing upcoming titles such as Gunbird, In the Hunt, Darius Gaiden, Quo Vadis, The Tower, Godzilla, Retu Shinkan, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner, Guardian Heroes, Chibi Marukochan no Taisen Pazurudama, and Let's Make a J.League Professional Soccer Club. The cover gives a strong impression of a comprehensive guide for Sega Saturn enthusiasts at the time. This page is the front cover of Sega Saturn Fan Magazine, celebrating its first anniversary with a special, complete preservation edition, featuring a comprehensive catalog of all Saturn software and a collection of CD jacket art. A major focus is on Virtua Fighter 2, with a large 24-page report. The cover also prominently features Virtua Cop, showcasing its characters, gameplay screenshots, and the black body Virtua gun accessory, touting it as the world's first 3D shooting game. There's a large illustration of the USS Sega Enterprise's ship, hinting at something related to Sega lore or a game. The magazine highlights a valuable CD Jacket Best 24 feature covering popular titles like Battle Arena Toshinden S, X-Men, World Advanced Strategy, SimCity 2000, and Guardian Heroes. A section previews upcoming games, such as Gunbird, In the Hunt, Darius Gaiden, and Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner. The cover gives a strong sense of the magazine being an essential guide for Sega Saturn fans at the time, packed with game information and features. This page showcases two absolute powerhouse arcade hits, making their way to the Sega Saturn. On the left, we have the highly anticipated Virtua Fighter 2, building on the previous page's coverage. It features the full roster of iconic characters like Akira, Pai, Jackie, and Sarah, rendered in stunning 3D. The page touts the Sega Saturn port as a faithful arcade experience, running at a smooth 60 frames per second, with all characters and moves intact. It also highlights the exclusive Team Battle Mode and the advanced CPU that learns player tactics. This is the definitive fighting game experience on the Saturn. On the right, the legendary arcade racer Sega Rally Championship is announced. Known for its incredibly realistic handling and thrilling stages, the Saturn version promises to deliver that same adrenaline rush. The page features the famous Toyota Celica GT4 and Lancia Delta HF Integrale, showcasing impressive in-game visuals. It confirms this is a direct port of the arcade classic, enhanced with unique Sega Saturn elements. Both titles were massive draws in the arcade, and are set to dominate the Saturn library. Virtua Fighter 2 is set for release on December 1st, while Sega Rally Championship follows on December 29th. This page announces an exciting change for Sega Saturn Fan Magazine. In direct response to enthusiastic reader demand, the publication is transitioning from its current schedule to become a bi-weekly magazine, starting with the next issue on December 8th. This means readers can look forward to receiving the very latest information, only available from a specialist publication, every 2 weeks. The page features screenshots highlighting major upcoming titles discussed previously, including intense action from Virtua Fighter 2 and thrilling racing moments from Sega Rally Championship. There's also dynamic CAG art of Virtua Fighter characters, underscoring the deep dive the magazine will continue to take into these arcade powerhouses now arriving on Saturn. The publisher, Tokuma Shuten Intermedia, expresses gratitude and looks forward to continued support from its dedicated readership. This page features a spread showcasing two upcoming Sega Saturn titles, demonstrating the console's diverse software library. On the left, we have Battle Arena Toshinden, the popular 3D fighting game making its debut on the Saturn. The game promises a dramatic evolution on the system, retaining the appeal of its characters like Ellis and Sophia and their accessible special moves. New elements are highlighted, including a series mode and CG movies that delve into the characters' backgrounds and motivations. The page also teases the inclusion of Saturn original characters. Screenshots illustrate the polygonal combat the series is known for. The right side presents a completely different experience with Father Christmas, based on Raymond Briggs' beloved character. This title is described as an interactive Cree-drum adventure, combining uncensored animation video, learning about world geography through images and a guidebook, and a fun game that invites players to embark on a grand adventure around the world with Father Christmas himself. The release is perfectly timed for the holiday season, offering a first-press bonus of a mini towel. This page showcases two distinct titles for the Sega Saturn. On the left, we have X-Japan Virtual Shock 001, an intriguing music and entertainment title centered around the legendary Japanese rock band X-Japan. It features live footage from their 1994 Tokyo Dome concerts across 2 days, promising a massive collection of video content. What makes this unique is the involvement of the band members themselves in supervising the content, offering fans a game-like experience that even provides access to backstage footage. It's clearly designed to immerse fans in the world of X-Japan beyond just watching a concert video. The right side presents Quo Vadis, a science fiction simulation, RPG. The striking anime art style features a group of young characters in military uniforms, immediately setting the tone for a character-driven strategic experience. The game poses the dramatic question, why must trusted friends fight each other? Suggesting a narrative filled with conflict and difficult choices. Gameplay features highlighted include depthful simulation strategy, impressive digital movie sequences, 2D animation combined with 3D CG for tactical battles, and a cast featuring popular voice actors. It's positioned as a full-fledged SF simulation RPG, aiming to deliver an emotional and strategic experience. This page presents a split view of Sega Saturn content. On the left, we get a look at a polygon-based highway racing game titled Drift King, which is part of the popular Shutoku Battle series known for its high-speed street racing and drifting action. The preview highlights the intense driving experience, the inclusion of a 2-player split-screen mode for competitive racing, and even features virtual companions. The visuals showcase the game's focus on realistic-feeling highway environments. The right side functions as the table of contents for a Sega Saturn Magazine supplement from December 1995, celebrating the console's first anniversary. It promises a complete catalog of CD jacket art and a guide to all release software. The list of featured games covers a wide range of genres and includes many significant Saturn titles from that era, such as Virtua Fighter 2, Virtua Cop, Sega Rally Championship, Daytona USA, Panzer Dragoon, and SimCity 2000. Among many others. The contents page also points to sections detailing release software and hardware peripherals, a calendar of release dates, and a peek at upcoming games. This page provides an extra manual for Virtua Fighter 2, designed to help players, especially those new to the series, grasp the game's unique command input system. The left side introduces the manual with the Virtua Fighter 2 logo and various action-packed screenshots featuring characters like Akira, Pi, Wolf, and others, emphasizing its utility for mastering character-specific techniques ahead of the game's launch. The right side delves into the core mechanics, breaking down fundamental concepts. It explains the difference between quickly tapping and holding down directional inputs, clarifies how simultaneous button presses for moves like forward plus punch work, and guides players on executing techniques from a crouching state. The guide also touches on performing multi-button inputs and addresses a common difficulty, successfully executing the PPP down-pointing arrow par combo, showing examples for various fighters while noting which characters cannot perform it. Screenshots throughout illustrate the correct timing and execution of these complex inputs, making the guide practical and easy to follow for aspiring fighters. This page continues the Virtua Fighter 2 Extra Manual, diving deeper into the game's mechanics. On the left, it explores advanced command inputs, specifically focusing on delay combos, techniques where intentional pauses between inputs change the properties of a combo. Screenshots demonstrate examples like delaying Akira's elbow into a spin kick, Jackie or Sarah's jackknife kick into a side attack, and Pei's continuous back turnover leg. The right side breaks down fundamental concepts every player needs to master before learning character-specific moves. It explains attack properties, covering high, middle, and low attacks, how they interact with stances like crouching, and the crucial mechanic of throw breaking. It also details universal basic moves available to all characters, including standing and crouching punches and kicks, small jump attacks, and attacks used on downed opponents, illustrated with screenshots of various fighters performing these moves. The overall goal is to build a solid foundation in the game's systems. This page focuses on Akira Yuki, one of the iconic characters in Virtua Fighter 2, as part of the Extra Manual. It kicks off with his profile, listing details like his nationality, birthday, and profession, and then describes his fighting style, highlighting his powerful kung fu and the shocking impact of his attacks. The text emphasizes his stoic dedication to strength and calls him cool, suggesting he's a fan favorite due to his cool techniques. The page then transitions into a breakdown of Akira's techniques. A special pick-up section draws attention to his throws, noting their high power and requiring precise timing, specifically mentioning the crushing assault cloud body double tiger palm as a move worth mastering. The bulk of the page presents tables detailing his combination moves, special techniques, throws/reversals, and a special down attack. These tables list the move names, their attack properties, high, middle, low, special, the necessary command inputs, and what attacks they can reverse. Numerous screenshots are included, showing Akira executing some of these powerful moves, like the Iron Mountain and the double palm. Finally, a section explains how to read the move tables, clarifying symbols for attack properties, special mid-attacks, throws, and reversals. This page continues the Virtua Fighter 2 Extra Manual, focusing on the agile and elegant fighter, Pai-chan. Her profile introduces her as a skilled practitioner of Swallow Youth Fist Kung Fu, emphasizing her speed, grace, and beauty in combat. Her style is described as fluid and devastating, capable of overwhelming opponents with swift combinations and skillful evasions. The Pickup section highlights Payne's ability to follow up throws with ground attacks, specifically mentioning the crushing assault kick as a key technique for dealing damage to a downed opponent. The page then provides a comprehensive breakdown of her moveset through tables, detailing her combination moves, special techniques, throws, reversals, and special down attacks. These tables list the name of each technique, its attack properties, high, middle, low, special, the required command input, and any applicable reversals. Screenshots throughout the page showcase Pang executing various dynamic moves, like the Cyclone Palm and Heaven to Earth Drop. This page continues the Virtua Fighter 2 character guides, this time focusing on Lao Chan, the formidable father of Pai-chan and a master of Tiger Swallow Fist Kung Fu. His profile describes him as a fierce tiger and a soaring swallow, emphasizing his unstoppable speed and devastating continuous attacks, including aerial combos. The text notes that having returned as the previous tournament champion, the title of strongest awaits him directly in front of Pei's adoptive father, a master of Tiger Swallow Fist. The Pickup section highlights the ground assault technique, suggesting it's a crucial move to master. The page details his various techniques, including powerful special moves like Twin Palm Whirlwind and Swift Palm Strike, as well as throws, reversals, and ground attacks. Like Pai's page, extensive tables break down Lao's moveset, listing combination attacks, special techniques, throws, and special down attacks, along with their properties, commands, and potential reversals. Screenshots illustrate Lao executing these techniques in action, showcasing his dynamic and powerful style. This page delves into the moveset of Wolf Hawkfield in Virtua Fighter 2, highlighting him as the undisputed specialist in throws with the most variations among the characters. His profile emphasizes his powerful grappling techniques, particularly the giant swing, which is incredibly destructive from a counter hit. The guide notes that he's not just about throws anymore, having significantly improved his striking game, making him a well-rounded fighter. The Pickup section draws attention to his unique techniques, specifically mentioning the low drop kick. The page details his various moves through comprehensive tables, covering combination attacks, special techniques, throws, reversals, and special ground attacks, listing their properties and command inputs. Screenshots throughout the page illustrate Wolf executing these powerful maneuvers, showcasing his dominant wrestling style. This page shifts focus to Jeffrey McWild in Virtua Fighter 2, portraying him as far more than just a power fighter. While his immense strength is undeniable, the guide emphasizes that his technical skill is the true core of his fighting style, noting that power alone won't lead to victory. Jeffrey, a fisherman by trade, is highlighted as a character who embodies the essence of Virtua Fighter through his technical prowess. The Pickup section draws attention to his unique techniques, such as the stomach crash. The page breaks down his extensive moveset, covering various combinations, special techniques, throws, reversals, and ground attacks, all presented with command inputs and properties. Screenshots illustrate Jeffrey executing his powerful strikes and throws, showcasing his blend of brute force and surprising technicality. The next page dives into the shadowy world of Kagemaru in Virtua Fighter 2, showcasing his unique and often unpredictable ninja combat style. Described as a surprisingly anachronistic character despite being a ninja, the guide highlights his depth and versatility, suggesting he can be played as a straightforward fighter or one who employs a more unique, tricky approach. The pickup section focuses on his signature techniques, emphasizing their importance in his arsenal. The page details Kagemaru's extensive move list, breaking down his combinations, special moves like the Shadow and Needle Bullet, various throws and reversals, and even ground attacks. Each technique is presented with command inputs and properties, illustrated by screenshots capturing Kagemaru's swift and precise movements. The focus here is clearly on mastering Kagemaru's diverse set of skills to fully exploit his potential as a fighter who can adapt to many situations. This page is all about Sarah Bryant in Virtua Fighter 2, detailing her rapid-fire fighting style and key techniques. As the sister of Akira, she also practices Jeet Kune Do. But the focus here is squarely on her incredible speed and ability to overwhelm opponents with quick attacks and devastating counters. The guide emphasizes using her speed to dominate, starting with small punches and quickly transitioning into powerful offenses. Pickup section specifically highlights her combos, suggesting they are crucial to her game plan. The page breaks down her moves into categories like combinations, strikes, throws, and ground attacks, listing command inputs and their properties. Several signature moves are showcased with descriptions and screenshots, including the punch side kick, jackknife kick variations, the somersault kick for countering dives, and her potent neckbreaker throw. There's a particular emphasis on her front suplex throw, as a core part of her strategy. The detailed explanations and visual examples make it clear that mastering Sarah involves utilizing her speed and diverse move set to control the pace and punish opponents effectively. This page delves into Jackie Bryant, the older brother in Virtua Fighter 2, described as having the strongest fighting feel. The profile box gives his nationality, birth date, blood type, and occupation, noting his fighting style as Jeet Kune Do. The guide emphasizes Jackie's core techniques, built around his powerful somersault kick and the strategic use of delayed combinations, which the reviewer highlights as central to his approach and key to mastering the root of Virtua Fighter. The pickup section specifically points out his unique techniques. Visually, the page features character art and multiple small screenshots demonstrating various moves. Sections break down his arsenal into different categories: combinations, strikes/special combinations, throws/reversals, and ground attacks. While the tables listing commands, attack properties, and potential counters are present, the main focus is on explaining his signature moves like the lightning kick, beat knuckle, knee kick, spinning kick variations, rising elbow, slant back knuckle, sweep hook, and knee strike, often accompanied by illustrative screenshots to show the move's execution and effect. The detailed explanations make it clear that Jack Reedy is a character who relies on strategic timing and powerful, well-placed attacks to dominate his opponents. The next page features the unique Drunken Fist Master, Shun Dai, in Virtua Fighter 2. His profile notes his nationality, birthday, blood type, and occupation as a Chinese medicine doctor, with his fighting style listed as Drunken Fist. The main headline highlights his distinctive trait. The drunker he gets, the stronger he becomes, and the more varied his techniques become. The guide breaks down Shun Dai's arsenal, with descriptions and screenshots for various moves, like the turning consecutive piercing leg, raising arm striking fist, crescent moonfork attack, sky dancing double leg, and turning double thrust palm. A pickup section specifically draws attention to his drunken step turning elbow. The page also includes tables detailing his combinations, strikes, special combinations, throws, break attacks, reversals, and movement techniques. These list the move names, their attack properties, high, mid, low, special, air, movement, the necessary commands, and which characters, Akira, Pai, Cage, can reverse them. The visual guide features numerous small screenshots demonstrating the execution of these techniques, making it a comprehensive overview of Shun Dai's complex and unpredictable fighting style. The next page dives into the profile and techniques of Lion Rafale in Virtua Fighter 2. His profile lists his nationality as France, birthday as December 24, 1979, blood type AB, and occupation as a high school student, with his fighting style being Praying Mantis Fist. The main headline states that while his fighting style is interesting, he needs practice to gain strength. It highlights that his unique characteristics are immediately obvious, and his Praying Mantis style offers plenty of exciting exchanges. If tricking opponents proves difficult,
Learning to adapt and change tactics is essential, which is where Lion's fun lies. A pickup section draws attention to a specific move, highlighting its effectiveness. The page details various moves, with descriptions and accompanying screenshots, such as the double windwheel, mountain twin grasping hands, rear sweeping leg, and slanted step. There are also screenshots showcasing moves like the piercing palm and consecutive piercing palm. Extensive tables provide lists of his combinations, strike techniques / special combinations, throw / break attack / reversal techniques, and movement techniques, outlining move names, attack properties, commands, and potential reversals by characters like Akira, Pi, and Cage. Another pick up section highlights the 8-star Heavenly Grasp, noting its simple command and effectiveness as a follow-up throw. The next page features a comprehensive strategy guide for the arcade hit, ported to the Sega Saturn, Virtua Cop. It provides essential tips for mastering the game, highlighting the importance of the aiming reticule, which changes color to indicate when enemies are about to attack. This guide emphasizes earning high scores through justice shots, achieved by hitting enemies in the head or chest for score multipliers up to 9 times. It also details the different weapons available, including the rifle, machine gun, automatic shotgun, and magnum, and how to utilize them effectively. The guide breaks down the first stage, offering area-specific advice, such as prioritizing enemies on rooftops in the second area, and dealing with the rush of thugs near the warehouse in the third. Finally, it tackles the first boss, Kong, advising players to prioritize shooting his rocket launcher arm and then aiming for his head. The overall tone is practical, focusing on key mechanics and stage layouts to help players clear the game, particularly aiming for a no-miss clear. This page continues the Virtua Cop strategy guide, moving on to the more challenging Stage 2 and Stage 3, culminating in the final boss battles. Stage 2 significantly ramps up the difficulty, requiring players to recognize enemy patterns to succeed. The guide breaks down the areas, from the quarry setting to the tricky truck enemies and narrow passages, emphasizing quick reactions and prioritizing targets like drivers. Stage 3 takes the fight to the enemy headquarters with relentless, fast-paced combat. Continuous fire and preemptive strikes are crucial here, especially with enemies appearing from various points and hostages present. The Stage 2 boss, King, is detailed, advising players on his attack patterns and dealing with the regular enemies that accompany him. Highlighting that victory comes down to recognizing the sequence. Finally, the guide touches upon the ultimate boss, the EVL President, who utilizes a combat robot, noting that the strategy for defeating the machine itself is described as being less clear-cut than previous enemies. This page delves into the highly anticipated Sega Saturn port of the arcade hit, Sega Rally Championship, emphasizing its realistic handling and controls. The article highlights that the Saturn version is nearing completion and is a near-perfect translation of the exhilarating arcade experience, packed with original elements. It introduces the game's 4 distinct courses, ranging from the straightforward dirt and gravel of the beginner course, perfect for newcomers, to the challenging mixed surfaces of the intermediate course, with its tricky corners and tunnels. Players can then test their skills on the paved city and mountain roads of the advanced course, which requires precise countersteer techniques, before attempting the treacherous super expert course, a true test of mastery on slippery gravel with incredibly narrow paths. The page also details the unique modes added to the Saturn version. Setting mode allows players to fine-tune their car's performance across 6 different parameters. Time attack mode lets racers challenge their own best times on any unlocked course, complete with savable replays to analyze lines and techniques. For competitive fun, there's a 2-player versus mode featuring split-screen action. A snippet from a developer interview confirms the port's quality, mentions adjustments for the versus mode, improved replay camera options, and teases the inclusion of an additional vehicle. The screenshots showcase the game's visuals across different modes and courses, confirming the authenticity of the port. This page introduces a special project from Saturn Fan Magazine titled Super Useful Valuable CD Jacket Best 24. The concept is a cutout CD jacket providing condensed, helpful information about 24 selected top Sega Saturn titles. The left side features a list of various games included in this lineup, such as X-Men, Clockwork Knight, Panzer Dragoon, Virtua Fighter, SimCity 2000, and Daytona USA, along with instructions on how to cut and fold the jacket. The main focus on the right is the arcade light gun classic, Virtua Cop. Details about the game's Saturn port are provided, noting it's a launch title featuring original CG assets created by AM2 designers. The section highlights key gameplay elements, like target practice and accurate shooting as essential skills. Screenshots showcase the intense gameplay, a score screen, and a training area, emphasizing the port's fidelity to the arcade experience. This page continues the Saturn Fan Special Project, Super Useful Valuable CD Jacket Best 24, highlighting key Saturn titles with condensed information. The focus here is on the groundbreaking fighting game, Virtua Fighter, and its updated version, Virtua Fighter Remix. The page presents the logos for both games and provides details about their release on the Sega Saturn. It touches on the significance of Virtua Fighter as a pioneering 3D polygonal fighting game. The text also notes that Virtua Fighter Remix was a follow-up that enhanced the original Saturn port, particularly mentioning the improved texture mapping, which brought it closer to the arcade experience and was well received. A significant portion of the page is dedicated to gameplay guidance, offering tips for players. This includes a point guidance section detailing how to earn in-game titles or rankings, outlining conditions like clearing arcade mode or achieving specific scores. There's also a section on hidden options and accessing various modes or features, such as changing stage size or selecting characters easily. Finally, a Throw Tech Collection section provides a summary of advanced techniques, specifically focusing on throw escapes and counters for various characters, essential knowledge for competitive play. The page aims to give players valuable strategic information and unlockable secrets for these key fighting titles.
This page continues the valuable CD Jacket series, showcasing more essential Sega Saturn titles. On the left, we delve deeper into the world of Virtua Fighter, following up on the previous page's introduction. Here, the focus shifts to advanced techniques. It includes sections on dual-use commands, a collection of special moves, and detailed air combo possibilities. The page presents various moves and their commands in a table format, illustrating key techniques with screenshots featuring characters like Jackie, Laua, Jeffrey, Cage, and Sarah, performing impressive combos. This provides crucial combat information for players looking to master the game's fighting system. The right side is dedicated to the legendary racing title, Sega Rally Championship. It features the game's logo prominently alongside information on its release date and genre. A point guidance section highlights the game's realistic portrayal of rally racing, emphasizing its connection to the WRC and professional driving. It notes the game's 4 distinct courses and the strategic depth required to master each one. Screenshots display the game's impressive visuals for the time, showcasing iconic cars such as the Toyota Celica GT4 and Lancia Delta HF Integrale in action. The page also includes a list of the game's memorable music tracks. The next page continues the dive into essential Sega Saturn racing titles, first expanding on Sega Rally Championship. It highlights the game's success as a faithful arcade port, detailing the core championship and practice modes. Unique to the Saturn version are the engaging time attack mode and a competitive 2-player split-screen battle mode. The page showcases the game's 4 distinct courses: forest, desert, lakeside, and mountain, each requiring different strategies. It also touches upon the detailed car tuning options and the use of ghost data in time attack for improving your times. Then, the page shifts focus to the legendary arcade racer, Daytona USA. Presented as a classic masterpiece, it covers the main game modes available on the Saturn: the Arcade Perfect mode, the exclusive Saturn mode allowing for customization, and the option mode for tweaking settings. A notable feature is the variety of cars available in Saturn mode, each with unique handling characteristics, ranging from easy-to-drive types to more challenging ones. The page concludes with a section on mastering basic driving techniques like the critical rocket start, gear lift, and brake drift to gain an edge on the track. This page continues the coverage of Daytona USA, presenting a collection of famous scenes and offering detailed strategy guides for the game's intermediate and advanced tracks: Dinosaur Canyon, Seaside Street Galaxy, and Desert City. It uses screenshots to illustrate key moments like challenging overtakes and navigating specific track sections, helping players master the nuances of these demanding courses. The page then transitions to Battle Arena to Shinden, a highly popular 3D fighting game ported from the PlayStation. It provides the essential game details, confirming its genre as fighting action and its support for 2 players. The focus is on the exclusive content added for the Saturn version, highlighting features like a new story mode, a gallery mode for viewing artwork, the introduction of a new character named Cupido, and the inclusion of chain combos. Screenshots showcase the game's 3D combat and character models, while a section details the special and secret
secret moves for characters like Gaia, providing button inputs including simplified commands.
This page continues the fighting game focus, first providing strategic tips for Battle Arena to Shinden, labeled as A, covering advanced techniques like special movement, exploiting counters for increased damage, and executing secret moves. It also includes extensive command lists for various characters, detailing their special moves and inputs. The page then shifts to cover Marvel's X-Men, Children of the Atom, highlighting it as another exciting fighting game on the Saturn. Key game details are provided, confirming it as a fighting action title supporting 2 players. The magazine touts this CD jacket as a complete guide to the game's basic operations, special moves, and super combos for every character. It introduces the innovative point guidance system, which assists players with automatic guarding and makes super jumps easier, catering to both newcomers and veterans. Exclusive features for the Saturn version are detailed, including a robust game mode selection with a large-scale group battle survival mode, and simplified controls mapped to the AL and R buttons for special attacks. A general guide to universal character actions like guarding, dashing, jumping, and throws is also included, ensuring players have all the essential knowledge at their fingertips. The next page continues with the fighting game highlight from Marvel's X-Men, Children of the Atom, building on the previous page's introduction. It provides a detailed look at the roster of characters, featuring profiles and images for fan favorites like Wolverine, Iceman, Cyclops, and Storm, alongside villains such as Silver Samurai, Spiral, Omega Red, and Sentinel. Crucially for mastering the game, the page includes extensive command lists, breaking down the button inputs for each character's special moves, and X-Power attacks. Shifting gears, the page then spotlights the strategy game World Advanced Daizenryaku, Iron Storm. It's presented as a top-tier simulation title, emphasizing its deep campaign mode, which offers branching paths from start to finish. The innovative point guidance system is highlighted, offering strategic assistance. Screenshots demonstrate both the strategic map view, showing unit status at a glance, and detailed polygon-rendered battle scenes, a significant visual upgrade for the series, although the reviewer notes the difficulty was perhaps a bit low. A scenario chart is also included to guide players through the campaign's different routes. This page features a delightful look at 2 very different strategy games. On the left, we continue coverage of World Advanced Daizenryaku, Iron Storm. Adding a bizarre and cool secret, the magazine reveals that UFOs can actually appear during battles. Player anecdotes confirm this strange phenomenon, and the article even provides the supposed rules for encountering one. Having only one surviving unit on your side, having air units participating, and a certain probability that might be influenced by the camera angle. This adds a unique element of mystery to the historical simulation. The scenario chart showing the branching paths of the Japanese campaign is also presented. The right side dives into the classic city-building simulation, SimCity 2000. Highlighted as the much-anticipated sequel, the article introduces the core gameplay of building and managing a sprawling metropolis while dealing with various crises. Point guidance and beginner construction procedures sections offer valuable tips for new mayors on how to get started and develop their city efficiently. The game boasts enhanced visuals and the challenge of responding to disasters like fires, earthquakes, riots, floods, and even less conventional threats like monster attacks and nuclear meltdowns, all of which are detailed with advice on how to mitigate their impact. It's noted that saving your city progress requires a backup memory card. This page continues our look at SimCity 2000 and kicks off a feature highlighting valuable Saturn games. On the left, we dive deeper into SimCity 2000, presenting a list of 17 diverse scenarios that challenge players with everything from natural disasters and monster attacks to achieving specific population goals under tight deadlines. Following this, the guide offers practical tips on fundamental city building, covering essential tasks like setting up utilities, zoning efficiently, handling emergencies like fires and riots, and navigating the game's menu system to manage your budget and infrastructure. It's all about mastering the tools to turn a patch of land into a thriving metropolis. The right side shifts focus to Clockwork Knight, one of the early standout platformers for the Saturn. Presented as part of a valuable CD Jacket Best 24 feature, the article praises the game's charm and introduces Pepperuchow, the titular Clockwork Knight, as a potential new mascot for Sega. There's a detailed point guidance section explaining Pepperuchow's actions, showcasing his unique movements and attacks. Further useful techniques reveal hidden strategies,
like methods for gaining continuous extra lives and discovering hidden bonus points within the levels, providing players with the knowledge to fully master this delightful adventure. This page continues our deep dive into the world of Clockwork Knight. On the left, we get detailed boss strategies for the first game, covering challenging encounters in Betsy's room, Kevin's room, the attic, and the kitchen, providing visual guides and steps to take down each mechanical foe. There's also a special section highlighting tough moments or specific battles within the game. The right side shifts focus to Clockwork Knight 2. Pepperushow's Great Adventure Volume 2, introducing the sequel with its release details and premise of rescuing Chelsea once again. It reveals exciting new features like mini-games, including the high-stakes Luchon Roulette and the Le Bon Race. A new item, the Versatile Egg, is detailed, which can contain various helpful items or power-ups. Most excitingly, this section unveils cheat codes that grant players stage select, a massive 999 lives, and the ability to instantly jump to the ending. It concludes with valuable boss strategy guides for the initial stages of the second game, laying out the tactics needed for victory.
This page continues our look at the mechanical world of Clockwork Knight, offering strategic guidance to conquer more challenging boss encounters in both games. On the left, you'll find detailed tactics for taking down mechanical foes in specific rooms like the kids' room, study room, gate room, and bathroom in Clockwork Knight, along with strategies for the Clock Tower boss in Clockwork Knight 2. These sections provide essential tips and visual aids to help players overcome these tricky opponents. The right side of the page shifts gears entirely to the classic simulation game Princess Maker 2. It introduces the premise: raising a daughter over 8 years, aiming for one of many possible futures or endings. The point guidance section emphasizes the importance of managing parameters and effective training to achieve desired outcomes. It also introduces rival characters your daughter may encounter. Below this, the page details various locations where monsters can be encountered during exploration or training, listing the types of monsters found and the items players can obtain from defeating them across areas like the Northern Mountain Range, Eastern Forestland, Southern Water Basin, and Western Sandy Plain. It's a comprehensive guide to the game's exploration and combat aspects. This page offers valuable strategic insights for two distinct simulation games. On the left, we revisit Princess Maker 2 with a famous scenes collection, showcasing different dresses your daughter can wear, highlighting how they boost her elegance or charm, and even offering some more daring options. It also teases a mini-drama that can be listened to on the Clee-Drom. Below this, detailed information on achieving specific endings and the required parameters and job qualifications is presented, offering a comprehensive guide to guiding your daughter's future. The right side shifts focus to Graduation 2, Neo Generation, a simulation game where you take on the role of a high school teacher educating 5 unique girls. The point guidance emphasizes managing their parameters and compatibility to ensure they graduate successfully, with over 20 potential endings for each student. Various tables provide crucial data, including how student parameters change based on actions, compatibility with the teacher, and even influences like blood type and constellation, equipping you with the knowledge needed to navigate their school year and unlock specific futures. This page continues the focus on Graduation 2, Neo Generation, by detailing sudden event trigger conditions. It outlines special events that occur on specific dates throughout the school year, such as the summer festival, year-end party, Christmas, first visit to the shrine, teacher's birthday, and Valentine's Day. Each event has different conditions, often tied to student compatibility or parameters, and can lead to increased favorability or unique scenes. The page shows screenshots depicting these events, like attending a festival or celebrating a birthday. The right side shifts gears to Puyo Puyo 2, offering point guidance for this addictive puzzle game. Beyond the basic game information, it delves into the strategic additions and changes introduced in this sequel. Key points include the ability to counter incoming attacks with All Clear, the display of the next Puyo after the current pair, and the Quick Turn feature allowing for faster rotation of Puyo stacks. The guidance also touches on advanced strategy, such as thinking ahead about your stack arrangement, understanding chain reactions, and even how to approach the extended battle mode. Screenshots illustrate these mechanics, showing the game interface during matches and highlighting strategic maneuvers like counterchains. It's clear this section is aimed at players looking to deepen their understanding and improve their skills in Puyo Puyo 2. This page continues the deep dive into Puyo Puyo 2 strategy, offering guidance on mastering chain reactions, including the fundamentals of 3 chains,
and building up to more complex 8-chains. It also provides tactical advice specifically for two-player battles, highlighting the power of the all-clear, counter, and effective chaining techniques. The section wraps up with a look at advanced compilation strategies, showing how to set up massive chains to overwhelm opponents. A fun comic strip features popular Puyo Puyo characters like Okaka Otoko, Sukura, Incubus, and Cockatrice, offering a lighthearted look at the game's world and inhabitants. The page then shifts focus to Shining Wisdom, an action RPG from Sonic Team. This game introduces the unique hit system, requiring rapid button presses to speed up character movement and execute powerful actions like combat and magic. The magazine points out that the game includes a valuable list detailing the location of every item, ensuring players can achieve 100% completion. The artwork showcases the game's isometric perspective, action sequences with elemental effects, and character portraits during dialogue. This feature is highlighted as part of the magazine's valuable Best 24 Candelas Jacket series. The page is adorned with stunning promotional art featuring the game's main characters in space gear.
This page continues the look at Shining Wisdom, highlighting a unique Dutena USO item finding time attack challenge. It provides an extensive list detailing item locations across various areas, including those found out in the open field, building on the comprehensive guide shown previously. There's also a useful map of Otegan, marking key points of interest in the game world. The page then shifts focus to the action RPG, Magic Knight Rayearth. It provides essential point guidance to help players locate hidden amulets, crucial for progression, particularly highlighting difficult-to-find ones. The game, based on the popular anime and manga, features elements like a drawing diary and in-game hints designed to assist players. Screenshots show the game's environments and characters, along with brief guides on items and basic controls. This page continues the focus on Magic Knight Rayearth by introducing the main characters, Hikaru Shido, Umi Ryuzaki, and Fu Huuji. It provides brief profiles for each, including their age, blood type, zodiac sign, personality traits, fighting styles, and the machine they control. Screenshots showcase their abilities and different game scenes. The page then introduces the tactical RPG Riglord Saga. It highlights the game's 3D perspective and strategic battles influenced by terrain and camera viewpoints, setting the goal as restoring peace to Queen's Land. A comprehensive data table lists various items, weapons, armor, and skills available in the game, detailing their effects, uses, and acquisition methods to help players prepare for battle. This page continues the guide for Riglord Saga, offering tips on mastering skills, efficiently gaining experience, and identifying optimal training locations. It also details the unique stealing skill of the character Ashu and the types of items that can be acquired through this ability. The page then shifts focus to the fighting game Outlaws of the Lost Dynasty, known as Suiko Enbu in Japan, which is based on the Water Margin novel. It highlights the Saturn version's exclusive special modes and hidden techniques not found in the arcade or manual. The guide describes the game as a fun and accessible fighting title, featuring characters from the 108 Heroes story. Finally, a collection of Uru Teiku secrets is presented, revealing methods to alter character colors, change elements in the opening sequence, and access hidden boss difficulties through specific inputs. The page is visually enhanced with character artwork from the game. This page continues the guide for Outlaws of the Lost Dynasty, presenting a comprehensive list of super-secret technique commands for all characters. It includes details on activation conditions and required inputs, shown alongside screenshots of these powerful moves like the Heaven-Soaring Dragon and White Tiger Assault. The page then shifts focus to the Twin Bee Deluxe Pack, featured as part of a valuable CD Jacket Best 24 special. This segment provides core game information like its release date, publisher Konami, genre as a shooting game, and details like continuous play and simultaneous two-player support. It highlights the game's intricate power-up system and introduces the helpful Yahoo characters. The point guidance section delves into the benefits of two-player co-op play, explaining unique combined attacks like the Gachinko attack and arc laser, illustrated with screenshots. Further co-op details, including the ability to throw your partner for an attack, are provided. Finally, an Uru Teiku collection unveils secrets, such as a stage select code activated after clearing the game, specific power-up commands, and information on how to gain extends. This page continues the coverage, starting with the Twin Bee Deluxe Pack and showcasing a karaoke famous scenes collection,
featuring images from the game paired with lyrics. It also provides helpful tips for Twin B Deluxe Pack, detailing the scoring system for yellow bells, describing various ground items that award points, listing some hidden characters, and showing examples of enemy types you'll encounter. The page then shifts focus to the Sega Saturn title layer section, known internationally as Galactic Attack. This section serves as a comprehensive guide for players of all skill levels. It details the game's 6-stage shot power-up system,
explains how to effectively use the crucial lock-on laser for both combat and high scoring, illustrating how to link enemies together with the laser cursor. The guide mentions you can earn significantly more points by mastering the lock-on system, though the specific score table details are extensive. An interesting tip is highlighted, allowing players to switch the game's scrolling mode to match the arcade version for a more authentic feel. Additional tips include adjusting the number of credits available and setting up auto-fire via the options menu, which is recommended for both the standard shot and the lock-on laser, making the game more accessible, particularly for tackling bosses effectively.
This page continues the guide for Galactic Attack, providing detailed strategy tips for each of the game's stages and advice on how to defeat the bosses, including specific points to target for maximum damage. Moving on, the page features a comprehensive look at Panzer Dragoon. It highlights the game's unique 360-degree combat system, where enemies can appear from any direction, emphasizing the importance of using the radar to spot threats. The guide details the use of both the standard rapid-fire shot and the powerful lock-on laser, which can target multiple enemies simultaneously. The page also reveals some fun hidden features, including a bonus cheat to make the Sega Logo Man character dance, and an ultimate cheat that unlocks a dragon-only mode, allowing you to control the dragon alone, and even a special ability to transform into the Sega Logo Girl during gameplay.
The next page continues the Panzer Dragoon coverage, with a crucial breakdown of the final boss battle, detailing its attack patterns and strategies for taking it down. It highlights various laser and missile attacks players need to watch out for, and how to effectively counter them. The page also reveals a suite of special modes and features accessible via codes, including Mute Mode, Episode Select, Hard Game, Normal Game, Ending Select, the challenging Kill-Only mode, a potentially easier Wizard mode, information on finding the hidden character HPO, and a rolling mode for different camera angles. This page also introduces Yumi Mix Remix, an adventure game for the Saturn, known for its charming graphics and unique structure that combines player choices with a flowchart progression. It provides a brief overview of the game, including basic details like genre and peripheral support, multi-tap, mouse. Key characters such as Izumi Yoshizawa and others are introduced with small portraits. There's also a guide to achieving the game's different endings, showing screenshots for 3 possibilities. Finally, it mentions a comprehensive system of 40 passwords used to unlock bonus content and view additional graphics. The next page presents a detailed guide for 2 distinct Saturn titles. On the left, it continues coverage of Yumi Mix Remix, featuring a complete flowchart for the latter half of the game, illustrating the branching paths and outcomes based on player choices. It also includes a gallery of memorable scenes and character illustrations, along with a small tip on a cursor customization option. The right side focuses on the interactive horror game, D. It describes the game as a terrifying interactive movie and highlights the guide's purpose: to help players solve the puzzles and reach the true ending, especially given the game's time constraints. The section introduces the protagonist, Laura, and showcases various screenshots, including floor layouts of the eerie mansion, and key dramatic moments like confronting the antagonist. It emphasizes the game's atmospheric horror and investigative gameplay. The next page presents guides for 2 distinct adventure games. On the left, the guide for D continues, detailing further chapters with flowcharts illustrating the path through the eerie mansion and solving puzzles. It includes lists of crucial items needed for progression and a gallery showcasing dramatic scenes from the game. On the right, the focus shifts to JB Harold Blue, Chicago Blues, a classic detective adventure game series. The page provides a brief overview of the game, including its genre, release details, and highlights its premise of investigating a complex case over 4 days to save Catherine. A point guidance section offers hints and a day-by-day walkthrough, listing key locations to visit and actions to take. It also features a list of items found during the investigation and a list of suspects involved in the case. This page features a guide for digital pinball, Last Gladiators, on the Sega Saturn. It's highlighted as a realistic pinball game, noting the challenge of achieving jackpots and offering tips to help players. The point guidance section breaks down strategies for the game's tables,
including Gladiators, Knight of the Roses, Dragon Showdown, and Warlock. For each table, it provides concise advice, such as targeting specific ramps, drop targets, or using the middle flipper to build up scores and hit jackpots. Achieving a multi-ball or specific letter sequences is emphasized as key to high scores. On the left side, the guide for JB Herald Blue Chicago Blues continues with a map of Chicago locations and a walkthrough detailing actions for November 10th, 11th, and 12th, likely following the progression of the mystery introduced on the previous page.
This page serves as a comprehensive guide to the Sega Saturn software library, marking the console's first anniversary in Japan, with over 120 titles released by November 24th. The main section features a detailed list of games categorized by genre, including action, RPG, shooting, adventure, simulation, puzzle, table, sports, and others, providing a snapshot of the available titles at that time. Building on the previous page's guide for digital pinball, Last Gladiators, the left side reveals a collection of hidden commands and features for the game. This includes how to access a debug mode, view developer messages, play a secret Victor pinball table, and utilize sound and monitor test modes, all demonstrated with supporting screenshots of the game's vibrant tables and these unlocked features. This page serves as a comprehensive guide to the Sega Saturn's action game library, showcasing a diverse range of titles available early in the console's life. It highlights several prominent fighting games, including the revolutionary arcade port, Virtua Fighter, and its updated version, Virtua Fighter Remix. Other fighters featured are anime and comic book adaptations like Dragon Ball Z, Shin Butoden, X-Men, Galaxy Fight, Universal Warriors, and the movie Tyne, Street Fighter, the movie. Beyond fighting games, the page covers various action and platforming titles. This includes the charming Clockwork Knight and its sequel, the visually stunning Astal, the unique Rayman, the mech-based Steam Gear Mash, and the continuation of a classic series, Golden Axe, The Duel. There's also an interesting entry for a compilation of Laserdisc games, Thunderstorm, and Road Blaster, showcasing the console's multimedia capabilities. The page provides brief descriptions for each game, often referencing their arcade or previous console origins and highlighting key features or gameplay styles, accompanied by representative screenshots of the gameplay and characters. This guide to Sega Saturn software expands beyond action games to explore RPGs, shooters, and adventures. The RPG section features diverse titles like the tactical Riglord Saga, the action RPG Shining Wisdom, and the anime adaptation of Magic Knight Ray Earth. Shooters include Daedalus 3D dungeon crawling, arcade ports like Gokujo Parodius, and Datana Twinbee Yahoo, and iconic games like Layer Section, Rayforce, Virtua Cop, Panzer Dragoon, and Wing Arms. Adventure games include Myst, known for its puzzles, and the live-action Wanchai Connection. This page highlights the Saturn's growth into various gaming genres, showcasing diverse visual styles and gameplay experiences. This page continues the Sega Saturn software guide, moving from the previously covered genres into more adventure titles, and introducing the simulation category. The adventure section features a diverse range of games. Titles like Shinsetsu Yumemi Yakata, Spiral in the Back of the Dream, and Rampo delve into atmospheric and live-action mysteries. Darkseed, known for its unique horror art style, makes its appearance. There are also games based on popular media, such as Gaku no Kaidan, School Ghost Stories, and Jadi's Diner, the interactive horror game. Anime adaptations like Yumi Mix Remix and Metal Fighter Miku are also highlighted, bringing different visual styles to the genre. Puzzle solving and narrative-driven gameplay are central to these titles. The guide then shifts to simulation games, showcasing 9 different titles. This includes major historical strategy series like Romance of the Three Kingdoms IV and Nobunaga's Ambition, Tenshuki, allowing players to engage in grand campaigns. Management simulations are represented by games like Winning Post X, focusing on horse racing stable management, and training simulations like Sotsugyo 2 Neo Generation. Military strategy is covered with World Advanced Daisen Ryaku and the space strategy game Gotha. The page emphasizes the breadth of simulation experiences available on the Saturn, from detailed historical strategy to unique management and training games. This page continues the Sega Saturn software guide, featuring a mix of simulation games alongside dedicated sections for puzzle and table titles. The simulation entries include the classic city builder SimCity 2000, the character training simulation Princess Maker 2, and the planet development game Tadaima Wakusei Kaisushu, The puzzle section showcases 9 different games, ranging from popular action puzzle series like Puyo Puyo 2 and Breakthrough to character-based games like Poito and Hibareke and Heisei Tensai Bakaban Sugoroku, as well as mahjong tile matching games like Game no Tetsujin the Shanghai and Shanghai Banri no Chaoryu. The screenshots provide glimpses of the diverse gameplay styles, from falling blocks to tile arrangements. The substantial table section presents 21 titles, focusing primarily on traditional and character-based board and card games. This includes numerous mahjong games, such as Idol Janshi Suchipai Special and Super Real Mahjong PV, known for featuring anime-style female characters, as well as series like Mahjong Goku. Other classic games represented are Billiards with Side Pocket 2, and Shogi with Shogi Kabuto, alongside logic puzzles like Ochan no Oikaki Logic, Picross. The variety shows the Saturn offered players a solid selection of digital versions of popular table games. This page continues the Sega Saturn software guide, showcasing a variety of titles across different genres. The left column features more traditional and puzzle games, including numerous mahjong entries like the character-focused Idol Mahjong series and Super Real Mahjong, alongside challenging shogi simulations such as AI Shogi and Kanazawa Shogi. Pinball is also represented with games like Digital Pinball, Last Gladiators. The right side transitions into a dedicated sports section, highlighting 20 different athletic titles available for the console. Prominent games featured include arcade hits like the racing simulation Daytona USA and the realistic racer Gale Racer. Fans of team sports can find titles like the soccer game Victory Goal, while golf enthusiasts are covered with Pebble Beach golf links. This section demonstrates the Saturn's growing library in popular sports genres. This page continues the extensive Sega Saturn software guide, delving further into the console's diverse sports offerings before introducing a unique category. The sports lineup on display includes multiple baseball simulations, like Greatest 9 Pro Yakyu, JIKYU Powerful Pro Yakyu, 95 Moero Pro Yakyu, 95 Doubleheader, and Hideo Nomo World Series Baseball, many featuring live commentary or realistic season modes. Racing fans can hit the track in the sci-fi 3D Racer Grand Chaser, the arcade port Race Drivin', the motorcycle games Hang On Jeep95 and Hachi King, and the F1 simulation F1 Live Information. The page also showcases team sports such as virtual volleyball, the anime-based Slam Dunk, I Love Basketball, and the Global Soccer Challenge Sega International Victory Goal. Individual sports are covered with Masters, Harukanaru Augusta 3 for golf, King of Boxing, which allows character creation, and Virtual Open Tennis. Transitioning into the etc. section, the guide highlights 13 titles that don't fit typical genres. A notable example is the Emit series, Volumes 13, an edutainment title focused on learning English through interactive stories with anime presentation. This section demonstrates the Saturn's library was expanding beyond standard arcade ports and simulations to include unique educational and niche titles. The next page continues the software guide, highlighting more unique titles in the Sega Saturn library before shifting focus entirely to the console's hardware and peripherals. On the software front, you'll find intriguing entries like a documentary on Fly One legend Ayrton Senna, and a rather unique baseball game featuring live-action footage of female personalities. The anime adventure series Tenchi Muyo makes an appearance, alongside a range of niche titles including a fortune-telling game, a life simulation focusing on marriage, and a quiz game based on the popular America Udon Ultra Quiz TV show. Also featured are collections of CG art and sound from the hit fighting game Virtua Fighter, focusing on specific characters like Sarah, Jackie, Pai, and Akira. The majority of the page is dedicated to a comprehensive guide to Sega Saturn hardware and accessories. It showcases the standard Sega Saturn console along with its variations, the Hitachi-produced V-Saturn and the JVC-produced HI Saturn, noting the Saturn's additional video CD and photo CD capabilities. The guide then runs through the essential peripherals available, from the standard control pad and Virtua Stick arcade stick to specialized controllers like the Racing Controller and Mission Stick. Various third-party rapid-fire pads and sticks, like the ASC 2-Pad X and SG Tornado series, are also presented, giving players a wide array of control options. This page provides a detailed look at the Sega Saturn's available peripherals and previews an anticipated RPG title. On the left and bottom sections, there's a comprehensive guide to Sega Saturn accessories. It showcases a wide array of controllers, like the Fighting Commander SS and Fighting Stick Dual Plus, input devices like the Shuttle Mouse and Virtua Gun, and memory solutions like the Power Memory.
Multimedia attachments are also highlighted, including the Multi-Terminal 6 for multiplayer, video CD and photo CD adapter cards for expanded media playback, and even a karaoke unit. Various cables are shown, covering different output types like SVideo, RF, AV, and RGB, along with an extension cord for controllers. This section really emphasizes the versatility and many options Saturn players had for customizing their setup. The top right section indicates an upcoming special feature, focusing on new and upcoming releases, split into special and regular sections. The main feature in the middle right previews Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Summoner for the Sega Saturn. Described as a popular RPG series, known for its 3D dungeons, this Saturn entry evolves the battle system and incorporates the signature demon fusion mechanics. Screenshots showcase both the first-person dungeon crawling and the strategic combat against demonic foes, highlighting the game's dark fantasy atmosphere and detailed graphics for the era. The preview touches upon the game's contemporary setting and the protagonist's journey into the world of demons, promising an engaging and challenging experience for RPG fans. This page previews several exciting upcoming Sega Saturn titles. Under the Coming Soon banner, we see 4 distinct games. First, Quo Vadis, a strategic RPG set in space, combines fleet battles with character-driven storytelling, featuring anime visuals and strategic combat grids. Next is Wizard's Harmony, a simulation game where you enroll in a magic academy, focusing on scheduling, character interaction, and skill development. The popular building management simulation, The Tower, is featured, bringing its skyscraper construction and management gameplay to the Saturn with enhanced features like city views. Lastly, Godzilla. Archipelago Shock offers a simulation experience where you command the JSDF against iconic monsters like Godzilla and Mothra in city-based tactical battles, utilizing various units to defend against kaiju attacks. This page showcases a variety of simulation and strategy games heading to the platform. This page highlights more upcoming titles for the Sega Saturn, focusing on a mix of genres. First up is Father Christmas, based on the classic book and anime. This seems like a charming educational adventure game, showing Santa Claus and his reindeer, along with segments exploring different parts of the world via maps and images, teaching players about geography and culture. Next is J.League Pro Soccer Club, Wotsukuru, a soccer management simulation, where you take the reins of a J.League club. The goal is to build your team, manage finances, train players, and compete for the championship. Screenshots show detailed management menus and tactical views of matches. Wangan Dead Heat is a racing game set on the famed Wangan Highway. A unique feature is the focus on the passenger girl you pick up, adding a narrative element to the high-speed races. It includes live-action video elements and various course layouts, emphasizing tight cornering and drifting. Finally, Chibi Maruko-chan no Taisen Puzzle Dama is a competitive puzzle game in the style of puzzle and action. Ichidantra, or Puyo Puyo, featuring characters from the popular Chibi Maruko-chan anime. Players match colored drops, and characters react and speak during matches, adding personality to the chaotic puzzle battles. The screenshots show colorful gameplay and character portraits. This page dives into more upcoming Sega Saturn releases. First up is Darius Gaiden, a faithful arcade port of the iconic horizontal shooter known for its incredible boss designs and branching stage paths. The game preserves the intense challenge and unique features, like the ability to capture mid-bosses and deploy the devastating black hole bomber. Next is Guardian Heroes, a deep and engaging beat-em-up with significant RPG elements. It features a unique 3-line combat system, allowing tactical movement between planes, a story that branches based on player choices, and a chaotic, highly replayable 6-player versus mode that was a huge selling point. Gunbird is highlighted as an excellent port of the arcade vertical shooter. Players choose from a cast of distinct characters, each offering a unique story experience as they blast through stages filled with classic shoot-'em-up action. Finally, In the Hunt, developed by the team behind Soartype, is presented as a challenging submarine shooter. Known for its detailed pixel art and brutal difficulty, the game pits your submersible against waves of enemies and massive, memorable boss encounters. This page continues showcasing upcoming Sega Saturn releases, covering a diverse range of genres, from classic action puzzles to complex simulations. First up is Lode Runner. Legend returns, bringing the classic action puzzle gameplay to the Saturn. It includes new elements like items and multiplayer modes, even hinting at a level editor. Next is Clockwork Knight, Pepperucho no Fukubukuro, a budget title compiling and adding to the original games. It features new modes like Boss Rush and a movie viewer, and surprisingly makes Ginger playable in versus mode. A notable entry is Gotha 2. Tenku no Kishi, a simulation strategy game featuring CG movies and focusing on tactical battles in a world recovering from conflict, where water is a precious resource. Siberia, an adventure game ported from PC, is highlighted for its heavy use of CG graphics and inclusion of 3D shooting sequences alongside the main narrative. PTO-2, Pacific Theater of Operations 2, is a comprehensive naval simulation game set during the Pacific War. It covers vast areas and includes detailed data on numerous ships and aircraft, focusing on commanding fleets and completing scenarios. The page also briefly touches upon Saturn news, confirming the port of Sega AM titles like Virtua Fighter Remix and the highly anticipated Virtualon, Operation Moongate. There's also a fortune-telling software title mentioned, along with details about new publishers and a campaign. This page presents an essential resource for any Sega Saturn enthusiast. A comprehensive release calendar covering all announced software. It acts as a vital database, listing titles from the console's launch period in late 1994 right through the planned releases extending into late 1995. Players could find the release date, genre, publisher, price, and sometimes special notes for a huge array of games. Many titles previously highlighted as upcoming, like Virtua Fighter Remix, Virtual Hydlide, and Clockwork Knight, appear here with their confirmed release dates, demonstrating the breadth and depth of the Saturn's growing library across every genre imaginable. It's the go-to page for knowing exactly what's coming next and when you can get your hands on it.
This page continues the comprehensive software release calendar, essential for any Sega Saturn owner keeping track of upcoming titles. It lays out the release schedule primarily from late 1995 through early 1996, detailing the exact dates, genres, publishers, and prices for a vast array of games. You'll find entries covering diverse genres, from fighting games like Virtua Fighter 2 and Dragon Ball Z, Shin Budouden to RPGs, simulations, action titles, and sports games like NBA Jam, Tournament Edition, and FIFA Soccer 96. Key upcoming releases highlighted include popular franchises like Virtua Fighter with its CG Portrait series, the unique life simulation of Princess Maker 2, and the action strategy of Shellshock. It's a treasure trove of information, showing the breadth of the Saturn library expanding rapidly and confirming the launch plans for many highly anticipated games across the holiday season and into the new year. This page continues the expansive software release calendar for the Sega Saturn, detailing upcoming games primarily from early to mid-1996, with many entries still showing undecided release dates. The list reveals the growing diversity of the Saturn's library, featuring highly anticipated titles like the iconic mech action game Virtualon, Cyber Troopers, the visually impressive fighting game Vipers, and the beloved RPG series entry Sakura Wars. You'll also find entries for other notable games spanning various genres, including the psychological horror action title Psychic Killer Tarumaru, the strategic RPG based on Neon Genesis Evangelion, and the dark fantasy RPG Legacy of Kain, known as Blood Omen internationally. The calendar highlights ports of arcade classics, like Metal Black and Assault Suits Lanos 2, alongside unique Japanese simulations such as the Tower and Aquazone, and the ever-popular dating sim Tokimeki Memorial. The prevalence of undecided dates and prices underscores that many of these titles were still deep in development, offering players a glimpse into the exciting future lineup for the console. This page showcases the intense fighting action of Dragon Ball Z, Shin Butoden, on the Sega Saturn. The left side features dynamic artwork of Super Saiyan Goku, with the headline proclaiming, "Ultimate Warriors challenge the strongest battle game." The right side presents a vibrant illustration of key characters like Piccolo, Gohan, Trunks, Goku, and Vegeta. Promoted as a fighting action game, Shin Butoden boasts 27 warriors from Dragon Ball history, battling on a massive scale. A highlight is the innovative dual-screen system, creating expansive battlefields where knocking opponents far away changes the background. The game features diverse battle stages and vivid, cel-animated graphics. Players can enjoy various game modes including survival, free battle, and team battle, with difficulty settings suitable for all skill levels. A unique addition is the quote
Satan mode, offering a different kind of challenge.
The game was popular and is advertised as now on sale for 6,800 yen.